do third PlanIt. So we'll pop it up. And we'll go ahead and acknowledge that. Yeah, I can't find no file because I moved the files out of the current directory because I didn't like where they were located. So we're just going to create a new file altogether because we're going to be starting this out from scratch, because this new project is to take everybody along on how everything is done in this program. And we're going to be designing the building that I'm going to build this model railroad layout into. I don't quite have a name for it yet, because right now I'm just more focused on building the current building for it. I've currently got a workshop that I'm going to be increasing the size of and cleaning it all out and actually build the model railroad layout in it like I planned on many years ago, but kind of got out of it because of family issues and that kind of thing. But anyway, we're gonna get back into this, so let's go into file, down here to settings, and we're going to set up our drawing dimensions. The current building right now is 10 feet by 16 feet, and we're going to increase it to 20 feet by 30 feet. So, but we're going to keep everything in fractional inches. And so down here in the drawing dimensions, our width and our height are currently in inches, and we're going to leave them that way. But we're not going to be 240 inches because I think that's 20 feet. We're going to increase these by 480, both the width and the height. So we're going to type in 480 for the width, and we're going to go 480 for the height. Okay, and the model scale that we're going to be modeling in is going to be HO scale. Many years ago I was going to do N scale, but I totally didn't want to do it that way, so we're going to go into going to model this in HO scale because I currently have some rolling stock that I gotten from family members that have passed away, and I want to honor them and use that rolling stock in my current layout. So okay, so we're gonna click OK on that. So now our drawing window here is now 480 by 480. So we're going to go up here to our layers. We're going to open up our layer window here, and we're going to we can change the name. I think we can edit. Yeah. So we'll type in foundation. Oop. Foundation. And this will be the foundation for the building. Okay, so then we'll go ahead. We'll keep everything like it is. We can change colors for the layer, but we're gonna keep everything black. We're not gonna have. We're not gonna be creating tracks, so we're gonna uncheck this checkbox here. We don't want our lines to be created as a track. So we'll just uncheck that, and then we'll click OK. So now we have a foundation layer. We're going to rename the lights layer. We're going to rename that to floor. And as we go along, you'll see why we're creating all these different layers. this is actually kind of cool. The next layer we're going to create are going to be walls. And then another layer, we're going to name it roof. Roof. These other tabs here, we don't have to worry about those. Those are for creating track. Like you can do ballast and roadbed. You can have both of them checked, and you can do like roadbed without or below the ballasts. So like your little splines and stuff like that. But we're not going to get into that right now because we're not going to be doing the layout right now. Right now we're just going to be focusing on our building. Alright, and we'll create a totally different file for the layout. Okay, so let's go ahead and click OK. We don't need to have the walls and the roof layers active at this time, but that one there's the reason why I popped that up is because it's the active layer. So we'll go ahead and say OK. Go up here, go to the foundation layer, then we can come back in here and we can uncheck that. I just don't want to be messing around with the layers right now and messing everything up. So our foundation is going to be made out of treated 4x4s, and I'm going to drop some 4x4s in some holes and put concrete in those holes. That kind of making like little what are they called? But anyway, just so we'll tie everything to that and our foundation, that way with wind and everything it won't move around too much. Okay, so anyway, let's go to our lines. This is for 2x4s, and that's 2x2s. We're going to choose the 1x6 wood. Yeah, these are going to be our well, no, we don't want 1x6s yet. We want 4x4s. So what we'll do for the 4x4s is we'll come over here. Guess we could use the 2x2. We can use the 2x2s for that, or for the 4x4s. Okay, so what we can do, and this is what's cool about this program here. But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to do right here. All right, come on, get in there, and then scroll down. So this is going to be the 20-foot part of it. So that's 3 foot, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20 down to here. So that's our 20 foot. And then try to make the line as straight as possible. There's our straight line. Oh, then it's all jacked up. So let's delete that line. Double click, highlight our line, delete it. And we'll try to do this again here. Oh, we don't want to zoom in. Let's see if we can get this more. Make the window a little bigger. Alright, like that. Just try to get as much in our window here as possible. Well, let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's gonna have to be close. That'll have to be close enough. Okay, so let's Put our cursor right here. Switch back to our drawing tool. And let's try that again. So 3, 6, 9. Each one of these little squares is a foot. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 20. Like I say, trying to get a straight line with my cursor or with my mouse, sometimes it's not very easy. So I gotta hold the mouse button. And there we go, we got a straight line. Okay, so now what we can do, we just zoomed in a little bit, but that's alright. Okay, so to make sure that our line is actually 20 feet, when we highlight it, we come up here. This L represents the length, and it should be 240. As you see, we're 241 and 1/16 of an inch. So we'll go ahead and highlight that and type in 140 inches, and then click out, and boom, now our line is exactly 140 inches long. Okay, so now what we can do, since we're having a hard time drawing lines, is we can come over here to our handy dandy little window thing, and we can go ahead and highlight this, drag our line over here. And now we have two lines, both at 240 feet long, or 240 inches long. Okay, so now we need to draw a line between the two. And to make sure that we get right on this edge here, hold down the Alt key, make sure the line is highlighted. When we click, a little circle will swing around like that, and then we drag it over this way to this end. And now this one here should be this line should be 360 inches long. If we can get it to go straight here. I always have a hard time with getting these lines to go straight without any little kinks in them. Like I say, I'm not too worried if I'm not right on the end, because like I say, all we need to do, let's go ahead and undo that draw there. All I need to do is highlight my line, 359 and 5/32. Just go in there and type in 360 inches. Now that line is 30 feet long. And we're not quite straight. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, we're not quite straight. So let's go ahead and delete that one and do that over. Hold down the Alt, highlight, come over, release, boom. Now we're straight. That one there went pretty good. And type in there 360 inches. Boom, now we're 360 inches long. Yeah, so now we come back over here, grab that little guy, grab this guy, drag him down here. And then what we can do is we can zoom in, go in here, see how we're kind of slightly off a little bit right there. What we can do to fix that is highlight and then hit our little arrow key, our right arrows, and bring it over just a little bit like that. Come back over here to this side, check that side. Let's see, we're 360. Yeah, see, this sometimes this program does this too when you zoom in. All right, let's see how this line here is not quite. This one here needs to be moved over like that. We weren't quite on the starting line. Yeah, that looks better. And this one here, we should come over. That's looking good. Just making sure all of our, that's 240 inches. Yeah, see, we're slightly above high, so we can lower it down. We can use the down arrow to lower that one down. Just kind of squaring this up on our grid here. This just makes it a little easier when you got a whole lot of more lines drawn. Just making sure everything looks good. Okay, so there you go. So now let's zoom out. So that's our rough estimate. So right now we have these I think we had it on 2x2s. Yeah, 2x2s. So, and we're going to be making this 4x4s. So what we can do to change that is we just highlight the line and we hit enter, and it pops up this little line here, or this little box here. And what we do is we can't change the style because that's preset in the program itself. Here's all the different types of wood that comes with the program, that's pre-done in the program, I guess you can say. And we're doing 2x2, so we'll just highlight 2x2, and then down here where it says width and the height, what that is that's the actual width and height of an actual 4x4 piece of wood. And when you get a 4x4 from a lumber yard, the 4x4 is going to be 3.5 inches by 3.5 inches. So all we need to do to make this 2x2 a 4x4 is go in here and change the 1 to a 3 and the height to a 3. So now we're 3.5 by 3.5, and if you look at, watch up top, the line is going to get a little bigger when I click OK. Boom. Now this line is representing a 4x4 piece of wood. So now all we need to do is just do that to all these other lines. So we hit enter, and we change the 1 to a 3, change the 1 to a 3, hit OK. Don't worry about this. I don't know why the program does that. I think it just does it because we're zoomed in so much. Hit enter. change it to a 3. Change that to a 3. And then we come over here and do this last line here. Hit enter. Change this to a 3. And change that to a 3. And there. So now we have a 4x4 frame for our foundation. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to run another 30-foot section. We're going to split the 20-foot span in half. So we're going to take our trusty little tool, copy tool, and we're going to drag this guy up about somewhere around in there to like that. So now he's going to stay a 4x4 because we copied this line, which is already a 4x4. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so now all we do is just go down here and count our lines. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right here should be 10. So I'll drop those down a little bit. Oh, no, we don't want to copy another one. Get rid of my copy tool. Delete. Like that. Alright. So 240, so that should be 20 feet. It's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 19, 20. So 1, 3, 6, 9, 10. So 10 should be 1 right up here. Whoop. That should be the middle mark. Alright, so let's put our cursor over here, zoom in. We're off just a little bit. So let's go ahead and slide this guy this way. And we're going to slide him down, because we're not quite at the 10 mark. 10-foot mark here. Alright, somewhere around in there. Alright, so let's zoom back out. Okay. Alright, let's see this. How does this side over here look? It looks good. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, so we are right in the middle. Alright. So now what we need to do is draw my little boards that I'm going to be placing into the holes, which will form our little caissons to keep our building from moving when hit by high winds. And to do that, what we do is we just grab our drawing tool and we grab this little guy right here, which is draw a vertical line. Now when you grab this tool and you're in the 3D mode, or in 2D, all you're going to see is just a little square representing the line. But when you go into 3D, you actually see the line and you know what it looks like. So anyway, we're going to select this tool. We're going to draw our little board, and to do that we just go bloop. And we're going to start at 0 inches, and we're going to make them 36 inches long, but I will have to find out from the county on what their requirement is. And I might have to go with a bigger size than 4x4, but in my drawing we're going to do it as a 4x4, and the county will be able to tell me what I actually need to do for my caissons. So, and then I just hit OK, and boom. But our line is actually going to be a 2x2, instead of a 2x4. So we just highlight that, and we should be a 2x2. So what we need to do is let's close out that window and hit enter, and we just change this to a 3 and change this guy to a 3. So now that's a 4x4. Haha, cool. Alright, now we can grab our little copy tool and just start copying. Oop. Change. Oh no, I changed those guys, so let's go ahead and delete those two, because I actually changed. We're just going to draw a few, and whichever ones we don't use we can delete. Just drawing a few of them. Oh, don't want to move it. We want to copy it. Okay, so now we got a few. So what we're going to do is we're going to put one in each corner. But before I do that, let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and move. Oh, we don't want to. We're going to copy. Got to change my tool. Just double click, and it changes to a regular pointer. So now I can drag this guy over here, drop him on that corner there, and I can zoom in and see if I'm actually right on the corner. And I can move them up and then move them over, and now I should be right on the corner. Grab this guy, put him right here, because we're going to want one right there. Oh. Grab this guy, throw him down here, because we're going to want one down here. So as you see, I'm going to have to dig quite a few little holes. But like I say, I'm going to have to find out from the county to actually find out exactly what I need to do. And I might even have to, instead of doing my foundation this way, I might have to actually do footers and use concrete. But I'll find all that out when I get with the county. But right now, I'm drawing this plan so I can go to the county and show them what I'm going to be doing. Let's no, let's zoom in. I need this little guy, and we can move him up like that. There, perfect. Oh, let's move him, highlight him again. It's always a trick trying to get that little dot to highlight. Little dot there. There we go. And move him out just a little bit like that. Sweet. Now he's right where I want him. And zoom out. Grab these, a couple of these guys. And let's highlight these guys and move them over here. Highlight these guys. Move them over here. Like that. That's what we're talking about. Alright. So now let's grab this little guy. Try to put him there. Grab this little guy. Oop. Grab this little guy. Move him down here. You can kind of see. Might be a little difficult, but when you grab this guy, you can kind of see the little dot next to my pointer. You can kind of see where he's going. Alright, so right now, let's zoom in on this corner, see how he looks. Go up a little more and over just a little. Ooh, too much. Right there. He's right on the corner. Go to this guy. Ooh, we're way off on that guy. Alright, let's come on, highlight, little dude. Come on, little green dot. There you go. And you just gotta get the mouse pointer in the right spot. Alright, that looks good. Yeah, I'm just moving this square with the arrow keys on the keyboard. Get my fine tuning here, because moving it with my mouse is kind of a pain in the butt. I might have my sensitivity on the mouse. I had to crank it down a little bit. I might have to turn it down a little more. Go up. Alright. Ooh, got 2 people watching. Hey, welcome to the stream. We're just drawing our foundation for my little building that we're going to be building for my model railroad. And this is a test stream right now. And who knows, I might be redoing this whole thing again when I actually start a new stream. Okay, but anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go 10 feet. 1, 2, or 3, 6, 9, 10. So we're going to drop a block there. And 3, 6, 9, 10. 3, 6, 9, 10. And drop a block there. Yeah, see, I think I might have to have these caisson blocks sitting like that. And this one here go here. This one here go here. And then this block will go over here. Then I just need one more block. We'll grab our little copy tool. Drag him over. Go back to our pointer. And drag him over here. Like that. So now, I think this is all the caissons I'm going to need to have. So we'll place him there, him down here, this one right there, and then these 2. Yep. One there, and then this guy right here. Okay. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Bring him down just a little bit. And we'll bring him over to like that. Then we'll scroll over to this guy. Ooh, he's pretty close. Pretty close to where he needs to be. Let's just slide him over. Slide him down. And scroll up. Yeah, just moving these guys with the keyboard. The arrows on the keyboard. Like that. That one there looks pretty good. Yeah, once I get all this stuff here placed, then we'll save it, and then alright, we'll leave that like that. We'll save it, and then we'll go into 3D mode and see what it looks like. I might have to move the starting Z like an inch or so. And like that. Okay, so now we should have all our little pegs that are going to go in the holes that I'm going to be digging. Okay, so now let's go ahead and save. I'm gonna have to, we don't want to go into that. We want it to go into this. And we're gonna call this road building 2. Okay. So now it's saved. So now we can go into 3D mode. Alright. So I already see that we have a messed up. We got a messed up board. So as we always forget what key, and yeah, see that board there is looking like a 4 by I don't know, 12, a 4-inch by 4 foot. Let's see what the hell happened here. Alright, and it's probably this board here. So let's yeah, that's a 31 inch. Okay, that's what it is. That's not good. So now it's a 4 by 4. Nope, 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 nope. It's a 1 by 4. Let's go 3. Now it's a 4 by 4. Okay, let's go ahead and save it and go back into 3D mode. Ah, look at that. Oh, nope, that board's still not right. Well, it's correct. It's just the 3D is picking it up as a 1 by 3. Or it's actually going to be a 2 by 4 is what it's actually drawing in 2D. It's showing it. It's probably showing it as a 2 by 4. Okay, so now as you see how our 4 by 4 here, you got the little corner there with the light, and then you got the 2 dark. Where that corner's at, we need to lower all of our 4 by 4s. We got to lower them down just so the tops of the 4 by 4s are just below the other 4 by 4. So we'll have to drop it 1.5 or 1 3/4. No, 1.5. 1.5 is a 3. Yeah, 1 3/4. We have to drop it by 1 3/4 inches down to get it to go underneath this board here. See right here, this is the top of our 4 by 4 right here, and you can't go halfway into the other 4 by 4. So what we need to do is lower this 4 by 4 here down to where it rests underneath this 4 by 4, and right now it's half. So half of the 4 by 4, since it's 3.5, is we need to lower this top down. So our starting Z point, we got to lower it down 1 3/4 inches, and then that way the top, this top here, will be underneath this board here. Now I know what's gonna be kind of messed up is, and I'm not gonna worry about this too much with the actual drawing, but here, trying to, like right here, same thing. So when I actually build this, I'm not going to be going into great detail when I send this off to the county. I'm not going to really be showing them this, but this 4 by 4 here, this one here, well, actually this edge here, when I build this building, is actually going to be sitting on this edge here, and then this 4 by 4 here will be just sitting underneath this 4 by 4. when I actually build it. But in the drawing, I'm not going to worry too much about this 4x4 here overlapping this 4x4. But this 4x4 here, I want the top of it to be this top here. I want it to be down here. So I have to lower the starting Z point down 1 3/4 inches. So I have to go to a negative 1 3/4 inch, and then I have to add 1 3/4 inch to the bottom of this 4x4 here, so it's still 36 inches long. And I might have to make these even longer depending on what the county wants for these caissons. So right now, let's go back out of 3D mode, and we'll have to go to each one of our little squares to move the starting Z point down 1 3/4 inches. And let's see, we might need to pull up our object list, and then we're going to go to wood, because that's where all our lines are. So all our little these little guys here, they're all these little guys here that are 36 inches long. So I can, instead of going into the drawing and trying to select them this way, what I can do is I can come over here into the object list, and any of the 36 inch boards I can highlight, like that one there. You can highlight that, and then we can keep this window open, which is pretty cool. Let's just drag this window here over a little. Ooh, we don't want to go full screen. We don't want to do that. We just want to move it over a little bit, so we can have this window here sitting over here on this side. So this is our little caisson board that's 36 inches long, and what we want to do is we want to lower it an 1 3/4 inches. So our starting point is this 0 here, because this is the Z line. So this is our starting point here, so we'll have to type in -1 3/4 inch. Okay, and then we have to go down here, and we have to add 1 3/4 inch down here on the bottom. No, we want that to be 37, not 31, not 1. So 37 3/4. So now we're back at 36 inches long. So now when we go into, let's go ahead and save that. When we go into 3D mode, so now when you look at this is what's cool about this program. Oh, I keep forgetting what buttons do what, or keys here for moving this stuff. I'm just so zoomed in. Why is that? I need to roll. Oh, there we go. So now, had a hard time getting here. Alright, so now as you see, bottom of this 4x4, top of this 4x4, we're sitting right up on top of it. So now if you go, let's see, let's rotate this. So if we rotate this like this, you should not see a gap between the two boards, which we don't. Pretty cool. Alright, so let's get out of 3D mode. Let's go back to this board here and see what the hell's going on with it. Enter, what the hell? Ha! Alright, let's change that to 3 to change it from a 2x4 to a 4x4. What the hell? Damn thing. Just doesn't want to change, does it? I might have to delete this line and yeah, for some reason it's wanting to stay as a 2x4 and not change to a 4x4. But anyway. Alright, so now what we need to do is we need to go to all of our little, what is this board here? Why is that, it's not 34 1/4, it should be 36. Oh well. 19. Something's goofy here. I don't know why we have 4 boards or 4 lines that are the same. Why? That's all the same damn thing. Shouldn't be that way, but anyway. Anyway, so if we find 20, yeah, let's close that and reopen. The hell? Is it changing? I think something's a little goofy here. Yeah, something goofy's going on. Something goofy. Because that should be a 4x4 and it's showing as a 2x2. That's the only problem with changing the style dimensions. But it should be a 4x4, not a 2x2. Okay. So now when we go, let's go ahead and save that. Go to view, down here to object list. Go down here to wood. Yeah, see now it's showing just one. I don't know why that it's doing that, but so that should be that one. And that one, that's that one. So we just go in here, lower it down -1 3/4 inches. And I just have to do this to all of them, to all the boards. Kind of sucks, but 37 3/4 inch, because we lowered it down 1 3/4. We got to lower this 1 3/4 in order for our board to stay 36 inches long. Okay. Highlight 24. negative 1 3/4 inch, negative 37 3/4 inch, and 25 should be negative 1 3/4 inch. Get rid of that. And then negative 37 3/4 inch. Five. Go to 26. Negative 1 3/4 inch. Negative 37 3/4 inch. And we go to line 27. Negative 1 3/4 inch. So yeah, I like using this object list for keeping track of all these lines, especially when you have them overlapping like this. And trying to draw this drawing as a 3D drawing, it's kind of a pain because you got lines on top of lines and you can't really highlight the lines that you need to because they're blocked by other lines. So the only way to really keep after those lines is to keep on track of the lines in the object list. But I can never remember the line number because I think it changes, but I'm not sure. But anyway, let's go negative 1 3/4 inches by negative 37 3/4 inches. Go to line 29 and go negative 1 3/4 inches by negative 37 3/4 inches. Now, as you see, when I'm clicking on these different boxes, like you have this XYZ that are green, and then you have XYZ that's red. The green is one end of the board, or one end of the line. The red is the other end of the line. So then 30. So as you see, when I click on the 0, you'll see a little red or a little green circle. That's, we're changing that side of the line. So we're going to drop it down 1.5 or 1 3/4 inch, and then we click on the other side, changes to red. I'm going to drop that down to negative 37 3/4 inch. Boom, done. Alright, so now we go to the next line, 31. We're almost done. Negative 1 3/4 inch and negative 37 3/4 inch. Okay. Then we go to the next line, which is going to be 32. Then negative 1 3/4 inch. Yeah, this part can be a little tedious. Negative 37 3/4 inch. Just wait until I get to doing the wall studs and them being 16 inches apart on center. And there's going to be a bunch of them, and trying to keep all that straight. That's what this little document here is, because I've already done a drawing, but I decided to kind of start it over. That way I can stream it and show other people how to do all this kind of stuff. Alright, so let's go to 33, and that should be the last one. So -1 3/4 inch, and the other side -37 and 3/4 inches long. So now each one of our little boards are 36 inches long, and like I say, I'll need to get with the county to see how long these boards actually need to be, how deep my caissons have to be in the ground. And all these are going to do is just keep the building from moving. And like I say, I might actually have to put it on concrete footers, but we'll have to we'll find that out when I go to the county and try to pull the permit, and they'll tell me what I need to do. But in the meantime, I'm going to be doing it this way, and we're going to take this drawing and everything to the county to show them what I'm going to be doing. Let's go back in and see if that fixed our lines, because sometimes this gets all out of whack. Yeah, there we go. So now 19 should be done. Yeah, see, 1 3/4, 37. That one there is good to go. 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 And that one. And then that one there. Alright, so now we got all our boards at the right height. So now when we'll save this so we don't lose it. So now when we go into 3D mode, and I'll have to figure out why this one board just doesn't want to change and stay at a 4x4, and it keeps changing to a 2x4. But anyway, it's supposed to be a 4x4. We're not going to worry about it too much. Okay, so as we go across through all these boards, now all our boards are in line and at the bottom of all the 4x4s. And I'm going to have these little metal cups on these 4x4s here that will go on either side of this 4x4. Now these corners, I'll have to see if they make corner pieces. I have to get one that has a corner piece that goes to this one here and then this one over here. But anyway, that's what it looks like so far. So that's our foundation for our shed that we're going to be building our model railroad in. Alright, cool. Awesome. Alright. Alright, let's go back to 2D mode and see what the hell's going on with this board. And if not, what we might have to do, let's just do this. Let's go ahead and let's delete this board. So we deleted that board. Alright, let's grab our copy tool. Might already have it selected. Let's double click, find out. Nope, that's our drawing tool. So let's go up here, select the pointers, go down here, grab our copy tool. We'll grab this line here, drag it up here. And drop it like that. We'll zoom in, and then we'll lower it a little bit and drag it over to like right there. And then we'll come across. And this side here looks good too. Let's go up just a hair like that. Okay. So now that looks good. So now we'll zoom out, zoom out. Okay. There we go. We'll go ahead and save. And when we go into 3D mode, we should have a 4x4 instead of a 2x4. Look at that. Ain't that snazzy? That's pretty damn cool. Alright. And there's our foundation for our shed. Pretty cool. Our shed that's 20 feet by 30 feet. Awesome. Alright, let's go back to 2D mode. Alright, so that's all we need for our foundation. Okay, so now let's go to our layers and we'll go to our floor next. So we'll enable our floor, apply, hit OK, go up here, select our floor, then we'll go back into here so we don't screw up our foundation layer. We'll deselect it and then we'll hit the apply. Now, nope, that's not what we want. Let's put our foundation back on, apply. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, so we don't have to redo all this crap all the time. So what we'll do is we're gonna create another layer and we're gonna call it markers. And let's go ahead and change the color of the markers and we'll put it to dark blue or to blue. Alright, so now we're going to have markers active. So now what we're going to do with markers is go up here to our drawing. We're going to go to this little guy to draw a point. And we're going to drop a point here, drop a point here, and drop a point down here. Then we're going to come over here on this side, same thing, drop a point there, drop a point there, up here, drop a point there. Okay, and then we're going to deselect our pointer. Let's go ahead and select a regular draw, go back to our pointer. Now we're going to keep our marker layer visible, but we're going to go to the foundation and uncheck it and hit apply. So now we're going to see our markers. So now by doing that, now I know that when I draw my floor plan that I'm going to be on the inside of these markers. And then my center point's right here. This line right in here. Okay. Alright, well, it's been an hour. And I'm gonna have to go to bed here. 5 o'clock in the morning call comes very early. So this was just a test, just to make sure everything is working good. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to call it quits for tonight. I'll probably be back on tomorrow night to continue on, but I'll actually probably start the actual uh, project. But I'll probably, so I don't have to redo this, I'll probably keep this foundation. Just pop that error message up because my foundation's not active, so I can go back in here and activate it. And now it's back. And then I can go to these different, this is why I always turn it off, because when this layer here is not active, that's why it's doing that. But if I go to walls, or I go to the floor, I can select the floor layer, and my foundation is still here. And sometimes this layer, the foundation layer, can get in the way, and you kind of just get confused. I get confused on what layer and what I'm actually working on, so I like to turn the layers off so they're not visible. But anyway, we're gonna call it quits for tonight. We'll probably, like say, we'll probably be back on tomorrow night to actually start this project, officially start it, I guess you can say. I'll have to check, make sure everything's working the way I want it to, and then we'll probably go ahead and kick it off. But anyway, or I might just wait until the weekend to kick it off. But I'll probably do a couple more test streams and stuff like that. But anyway, yeah, I think we're gonna call it quits for tonight. So we'll see you guys later.